great strides in growing awareness of Alzheimer's as a fatal disease that demands public attention, but we still have a long way to go to increase knowledge and support for those facing Alzheimer's and all other dementia, okay? And that's
Hold
dementia.
on. So there's dementia and then there's Alzheimer's.
Exactly. Dementia is as we all get older. Alzheimer's is when you not only get older, but you get forgetful in the whole 9 yards along with it.
Do you repeat yourself often?
Sometimes people
do.
Yeah, but sometimes people do that also, even if they don't have Alzheimer's.
How would you care for someone who had Alzheimer's? What would you recommend for them?
Just what they sent here. I've taken care of a lot of Alzheimer's people, honey.
Do they think you may need to have someone to watch them because they might get lost or something?
More than likely.
Is that what happened?
They have to have somebody with them, okay?
But that's probably in the later stages?
Huh?
That might be in the later stages of it?
In their later stages. Once it gets to that point where they can't mentally and physically get around themselves. See what I'm saying? And the older you get, the less you're going to be able to take care of that yourself. Okay?
How do you feel about that if that were to happen to you?
Well, I would hope that if it happened to me, they would do what they do to everyone. This isn't something that's new. This is look, read the book.
Would you be accepting of it if the doctor said, Miss Joan, I think something might be wrong with your memory?
I've had the doctors to tell me that.
Oh, they did?
I've had doctors to tell me that.
And what do you feel about that?
They give me some medicine.
Are you taking it?
Yeah, I mean, Alzheimer's just like everybody else.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
When you get to that age, at that stage.
Well, that's why I'm asking, so I know what to expect.
Exactly.
Because I'm right behind you, you know.
Now, if I get to a point where I don't know who I am, I can't get out there and start my vehicle, I can't drive, I can't read or whatever, then you need to put me in a house somewhere. But there's a lot of elderly people who are their Alzheimer's. Once you reach the age of 70, your Alzheimer's has began. Okay? That's on all of us.
I didn't realize that because I have a doctor and he's 83 years old and he's still in his practice and he's sharp as a tack.
And that's okay.
So I think it happens to some and not others,
and
maybe.
It doesn't have to be. It's not just because that's your age. Everybody don't get that.
I got
that's
you.
just like catching a cold.
Okay.
Or something, okay. And but what they're trying to do is they're trying to protect the people as they come in and take care of them. Okay?
I think there too, they're trying to get donations because they're trying to find a cure for Alzheimer's disease.
Well, I don't know if they're ever going to find a cure for Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's has been around as long as I can remember, and
Do you know the history of Alzheimer's and how that name became?
I have a whole book I went through when I went through my nursing training. I went through every bit of this. Okay.
Yeah.
And I have worked with all patients who were in Alzheimer's units and all this kind of stuff. But just because you have Alzheimer's does not mean that you can't take care of yourself or whatever. You understand what I'm saying?
But if you have Alzheimer's, maybe you need a little help to help you take care of yourself. If a person needs, you know what I mean?
Here's the thing: it'll because it's going to continue growing.
Got it.
You're going to need some help. Okay.
And
that's
so
what that is.
So that help could be someone to come into your home and help a person too.
Absolutely.
Especially if a person doesn't want to go into a facility.
And they don't have to go into a facility.
They don't. They could have someone to come into the home and help.
And that's what they do. When you see a lot of these things, you go around here and visit, go to any of these places where this stuff is, you'll see the senior citizens in there. They're not staying there. They go there to get their medications or whatever it is that they're getting from them.
If you needed that, would you accept someone to be in the home to help you?
I can't say
Not say that you need it. I'm just saying if as a nurse, as a professional.
Even as a nurse and a professional, if I got to the point that I could not take care of myself, definitely want somebody to take care of me. Okay.
In your home,
Okay.
because you wouldn't want
Okay.
to go to a facility.
Just because you begin in Alzheimer's does not mean that you're going to continue until you decease. You see what I'm saying? That's the reason.
Well, they
It's just
say with
like
Alzheimer's, there's no cure for it, though.
but the thing of it is, as long as it's just like when you have a headache, there's no cure for the real headache. Okay,
Okay.
that's why they have the aspirins and all of that stuff. You understand? That's the same thing with Alzheimer's. Okay.
Well, with Alzheimer's, you're right. The medicine that they prescribe for it, it doesn't cure it, but it slows the progression of it down.
Exactly.
Which is why it's important that if the doctor prescribes something like that, a person would take it because it would slow down the progression.
Absolutely.
I understand.
Absolutely.
Okay, Mom, I get it.
It doesn't completely treat it.
Right, but it will slow it down.
It will slow it down to a point. When they get to a point where they can't take care of themselves or can't be by themselves or will need help for each and everything, then they need to go into a facility or a hospital or something. Okay, that's why they go to.
If you couldn't slow it down.
Yeah, that's
or
what I'm saying.
If you could not have the means to have someone to come into the home and help.
This is what I'm saying. If it gets to that point.
If it got to that point.
Right. There are a lot of people out here. You go to church or go to the stores or wherever. There's a lot of people out there that has this. Okay.
Right, and it's not a bad situation. It's just something that happens. You remember back in the day, Mama, when they used to say a person is senile? Remember the word senile?
Yeah,
it's combined in this right here, but they call it Alzheimer's right now and dementia.
And
I understand.
And the thing of it is,
I got you.
As long as you live, the older you get, you're gonna get some of that.
Right, you start to forget things.
Right, that's why
certain things.
That's why they're trying to protect it as it come along.
Got it.
Protect the people. It's just like if you have a headache, you can go buy aspirin. Okay, that's what this is about. When it gets to a point that this does not help, then
can I ask you a question though? Let's say. You know I love you.
I love you
with
right
everything in me, right? And I will lay down my life for you, and I'm not lying to you about that. But I want you to know how serious I am about this